Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, and this is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. And I'm happy to be here. I was out joining the protests across the country just a few minutes ago, and I raced back home in order to make it to the meeting. So I just came in. I'm a little exhausted and frantic, but let's proceed with the meeting. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Susan.
Hello.
Hi, Sung.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Cindy. Oh, she just connected. Hi, Wally.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Have you been here before?
Just one time.
I thought you seemed familiar, but I didn't think you were here regularly. Hi, Cindy. Linda, let me tell you, you're only a guest the first time you come. Now you're a member of the group. So welcome back.
Thanks.
Well, how's everyone doing?
Good. Well, thank you.
Yes,
Good. Very
not too
good.
bad.
Cindy
Hi.
sent me an email and said she's not attending today because she's out at a protest also.
Wow.
Mm.
I know San Diego had a big protest.
They're in every major city and every small town all across the country.
Mm.
It's a huge day of protest against all that he's done to tear apart our democracy and to this week tear up the global economy with tariffs and a tariff war. It's unbelievable what he's done.
I don't think he cares. He's golfing.
No, he went golfing. He doesn't care. The stock market's crashed.
Right.
Oh, okay. This is not a political meeting, even though I have very
Right.
strong political views. So let's try to keep it on knitting for
Okay.
and not take sides if there are any people on the other side. I don't want to know. Thank you.
Hey, I've been part of the conference. I've been watching lots of videos.
Yes, the TKGA next
Yes.
level conference. Yes.
There was one on Ravelry. It was amazing.
I
It was
saw that too. It
I
was.
It was amazing. If you haven't seen it and you're part of the conference, definitely
Gonna
see it.
have to watch that one.
Yes.
What what was it telling you about how Ravelry worked or
Yes, and
Yes.
all the different things you can do on it.
oh okay.
The
Including put
stash.
yarns, all the yarns from your stash that you want to
Stash. That
label
was
there.
it.
And then you can say, I'm ready to give some of these away and trade them with
Yes.
other people. And who knew that was a possibility?
That was the most amazing part of it. It's like, oh my God, now I can find that one more, when you run out of yarn, where do you go? I mean, that's now I have a place to go.
Yeah.
Works really well. A couple of about 18 or about maybe 2 years ago, I got a message on some yarn I had and it was the right dye lot for this person and everything. And I had no plans for it. And I just sent it off to her. It was really, it was incredible.
That's a win-win.
I watched a class today on maker anatomy, and it was a woman that's physical therapist, and she talked about our anatomy and how things that we can do to strengthen ourselves as well as be flexible and everything so that we can knit more and with less pain. It was really good.
I'll watch it. I will.
Mm.
Yeah. It was called Maker Anatomy. And at first I was kind of like, I don't even know what this was, but I was then reading all the descriptions and it's like, oh, it sounded really good. And it was very, very good. And she gave a lot of exercises and things to do and stretches to do. And she has YouTube's videos that you can go and watch to do this. And she's a physical therapist. And Just very well qualified. It was neat.
I am very pleased to have sent off a lot of packages to Phrancko Knitters this week.
Oh,
So and to Sindra, who is not here. And Sung, I got your email and I was very diligent about responding to it in my head. And then I was like, it reminded me, do you want to respond to Sung? I will see her in the meeting. Thank you. Hi, Sung.
Hi, Ron. Thank you for helping me. You and Tim were great, and I
Thank you.
started the project
Oh,
already.
Are you
wow.
loving that's the child sweater and chow?
Yeah, ciao. Oh my gosh. And then
Loving it?
I'm doing the swatch for the Phrancko sweater,
Oh, wonderful.
and
Oh,
I
wow.
love
color.
it's love it, love it. It's Llama Mia, Jodi Long.
Mm.
It's
What are
just
your perspectives, if you don't mind me asking or taking up some time with this? It's always nice to get new yarns in people's hands and see what you think.
well, I love this one,
Mhm,
Jodi. Because I love the fabric that it makes.
mhm.
And the feel is just incredible. I think my husband is going to love it around his neck.
Is that the Llama
Um,
Mia?
yes,
Okay.
Do you have the details handy? Yeah, it's baby
yeah,
llama and I think it's merino. Yes, it's baby llama and merino,
yes. Oh my gosh.
and it feels it.
Oh yes, it feels it. And I mean, I have a question about this. I'm planning to do a side seam, false
Mhm.
side seam. Is it better to do a pearl stitch or slip stitch? And what was the slip stitch? It's going to bunch it up, or I'm afraid that it's going to bunch.
Um, it could, but
Oh,
even slipping every few rows can help you if you're worried about the slickness of the llama hair causing downward growth. Slipping every fourth row
oh,
probably
you
won't affect your gauge all that much, your row gauge. But because Llama Mia is half merino, chances are
oh,
you won't get that much uh, down vertical growth in the first
okay,
place. But
okay,
something you can do when you're blocking that swatch is called dressing the swatch and adding a little bit of weight to the bottom and hanging
okay.
it to dry to see if your row gauge changes a lot. And that can help you make a more informed decision.
Well,
Because making
thank you.
this a pearl for a purled faux seam is more or less for that aesthetic and won't really do anything at all to the vertical to the row.
Okay,
I don't know if anyone
okay.
else has thoughts on that.
I I I, I don't know. I did. I thought. I mean, I wanted to try the slip stitch because I like the look of it,
Mhm.
but I was afraid that it might distort um, the fabric.
Nothing to do but swatch.
I know, but I love the gauge. I
And
love it.
I'll also add that sometime if we have time in the meeting or if you want to meet up later, um, the hand-dyed cashmere that we're dyeing, whoa,
Hmm.
Oh,
is
Oh
all
my
being dyed
God.
up in the line of colors that we've made after Korean cuisine.
So
oh.
okay. We can talk about that later.
I don't want to take up everyone's time.
No, I know we don't.
I'm
We
happy
don't.
to take up time.
But it's just look at the stitch definition on this.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
I
It's just
know
Mhm.
amazing.
because
And
chow is
which
very
yarn is
round.
that?
I'm sorry.
Which
Chow is
yarn is
very
that?
round and very plump, and
It
it
is.
for 3D effects like that. I don't know that I would recommend it strongly for like lace or things you want to do with a lot of open work, but for things where you want dimension, it's beautiful.
It just pops.
Mhm.
Mm. Wow.
Thank you.
That's Chow, is that what you said?
That is chow.
Ciao.
Well, I have a warning because I did a sweater in Chow,
Uh-oh.
and I was very pleased at how it shows every stitch definition.
Oh,
It also shows everywhere you join a new yarn.
Oh,
Oh,
So
wow.
make sure you do that under the arm or on the
Mhm.
side or not in the
Oh,
front like
good.
I did.
Okay.
And I got yelled at by somebody.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll make that note. Thank
and
you.
I also sent out a lot of Satiny this week.
Yes.
Sidra we were talking about different colors and
Yeah,
what color combinations that she would use.
I
She
sent some out to
found
Susan and
like a little
Sidra.
shell pattern with different stripes. It was gorgeous.
What do you think, Susan?
Well,
She's off to the
Yeah.
races.
I'm just starting. It's
Ooh,
I'm
that's
making it. It's
pretty.
a drops pattern. It's actually it should go this way, and it's kind of. I chose it because it kind of has a leafy, lacy look at the top,
Oh,
and
wow.
and the
You
color
clearly
looks
have
up to me leaf.
you have a taste for that because I'm looking at what you're wearing right now.
I
What
know
she's
it's
wearing,
it's
yeah.
kind of my color. This is a little bit brighter than I usually do, but I think it's going to be great for spring. And so I took the yarn. I didn't try to work on it at my knitting group yesterday because I don't do patterns when I'm with that group because we talk too much. But I took the yarn
Not
and
like here.
watch and passed it around, and everyone loved it. Couldn't believe that it was 100% cotton because it's got such wonderful stitch definition and it's so soft.
Mhm.
And I really it knit to a really nice DK gauge. I've got pretty much spot on 21 inches, and I did it with a smaller needle and got 22, but I'm using the 20.9 or 21 inches for this pattern.
What size needle are you working it up on?
US 6.
Yeah. I knit the swatch in a 5, but I love it. I was really excited when I saw this yarn for the first time, and I knew because we're warm weather and it had to it feels cozy, but it's not, it's going to be appropriate for places like where you live, where we are here. And as you said, like the softness of it, the definition, just for a cotton yarn, it's incredible. And I did not give her $5. In fact, I charged her for the yarn. Imagine.
Yeah, I knit really tight,
Me
and
too.
so the swatch with the size 6 needle just looked better for me. But I think it's going to be gorgeous.
And it's a 2-ply yarn, so I imagine the open work on your sweater is going to look beautiful in it.
I think so.
In terms of yarn constructions, 2-ply yarns just have 2 plies to press against one another that want to cling on to one another. So open work, lace, things with eyelets, those holes really spring open and get beautiful, stunning open work when you use a 2-ply yarn. That's one of the things that 2-ply yarn is great for. So sort of the opposite of chow, which is round and plump and makes cables because that was its construction. Whereas a 2-ply yarn that knits up into cables or something wants to be flat, which is great for lace. So there's a whole world of yarn out there.
Yeah. And I think I love all of it.
I know. Okay, it's time for me to yield the floor.
Point of information.
Oh, Tim.
Was that Tim in the background?
That was Tim.
Hi, Tim.
It's like he didn't know I'm the comedian.
Oh.
So how many of you are participating in the TKGA conference this weekend? I am. Sung, Linda, Cindy, Debbie.
Debbie?
And Susan, were you?
No, I'm not. I am leaving tomorrow for Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Oh, exciting.
So I knew I would not have time this weekend to watch the videos or to be really involved, and definitely not at all tomorrow. And today, I'm really, it's, I'm just taking a little break from the packing and organizing.
Well, we appreciate you doing that for us.
Well, and it's good for me. It's like good to sit down. I usually knit early in the morning, and I didn't do any knitting this morning. It's kind of my first knitting all day.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I can have access to the classes for the next 6 months or so, because my weekend got a little shot, so I haven't been able to enjoy as much as I wanted to. But
Yeah, now that I've heard some of the topics, I'm thinking, wow, I probably should have signed up just so I could do it later.
Yeah,
But I
you
did.
have 6 months to watch the videos.
yeah,
You just miss all the interaction and the ability to ask questions.
Yeah, when I saw the dates, I just kind of put it out of my mind and
Yeah, I understand how that goes.
give another thought.
Linda, it looked like you were speaking, but you're muted.
So how much yarn are you taking on your trip? The whole suitcase? No.
Very little. I'm also a scuba diver. It's my other hobby.
Oh, wow.
Packing as light as I can pack. My scuba gear runs from 38 to 40 pounds.
Oh, wow. So
So I've got one piece of luggage that weighs usually 40 to 44 pounds with the assorted stuff that gets put in there. And then the other piece I try to keep small because when I land in Los Angeles on my way home, my flight comes in too late to catch a connecting to Phoenix. So I have to go to an airport hotel. And the buses that take you to those places, most of those drivers will not lift your luggage for you. And I understand it has a lot to do with union contracts and insurance for liability for getting hurt, lifting luggage, etc. But that means I have to get a 38-pound piece of luggage onto those buses, and I can do it, but I don't want to have to do two of that size. So a long story short, I'm taking a skein of yarn that's like a DK weight to make some preemie baby hats for the baby hospital NICU that I work with. And that's it. It's hard. I wanted to take this top that I'm working on. I thought, oh, I could do that. And then I thought, no, I can't. Just it's not that much weight, but it is kind of bulky, and it's the small suitcase is busted at the seams.
How long will you be gone?
2.5 weeks.
Oh,
wow.
Lovely.
well, we look
Nice.
forward
You
to
come back.
having you come back. Tell
Yeah.
us.
You'll come back with all sorts of different color combinations from things you saw underwater.
I will. And the other part of it is I'm going to be on a boat for most of that time. And we'll be diving 4 hours a day. So I really wouldn't get in much knitting anyway.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, my life is boring. I don't have anything near that exciting planned for the entire year.
Yeah.
you're just trying to figure out the lace, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I
How
thought I
about
was doing good.
if I ask a lace question? I did see if is that. Let me see. And where's it going to focus? Nope.
Hold it back
Cover
for you.
your face, Sandra. It's trying to
Oh,
focus
there
on your face. No, in.
Wow. It just refuses to focus.
It doesn't
Yeah.
want to focus.
Oh, there-
There,
oh.
it finally did when it
No.
was
It
It
almost
did.
in.
Hold it closer.
Hold
Okay.
it closer. Closer.
Figure out what it's asking of you, though. You've got
There you
a
go.
Go,
circle
okay.
decrease
Almost.
in the middle and accounted for with yarn overs on each edge, and
Oh.
kind of like a chevron.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the yellow one in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah,
the
central double decrease.
yeah, there you go. You just ripped it right out. All right, so it's charted only. if I do a central double decrease, I am assuming that I'm using the white square on either side of the yellow block.
But you've also done 2 yarn overs.
Correct. But when I get to that white square, I don't knit it, right? I just slip that stitch.
All the white, may I?
Yeah.
Sorry. I just had a student of mine come in with chart problems, so it's fresh in my mind. You are using up all the squares that are there. Each of those squares is one thing you are doing. What helps is to ignore everything else in the chart, like ignore the lines below and the lines above the chart line that you're working, and just work each of the symbols with the stitches they need as they come. Your yarn over will have made extra stitches. You will have the correct number of stitches at the end. The central double decrease uses up 3 stitches to create 1 stitch. That's why it lives in 1 box.
Okay.
You use 3 stitches up to make it, but it is 1 stitch. It creates 1 stitch on your needle, so it lives in 1 box. A cable stitch might take up 4 stitches and make 4 stitches. That's why it takes up 4 boxes. But the central double decrease makes 1 stitch, takes up 1 box, work them 1 chart symbol at a time, and it will all work out.
Okay.
Unless the chart's wrong.
If I was writing this, I would have taken those 3 boxes and like somehow denoted that these 3 boxes are that central double decrease.
Well,
right?
they would also have to do something different to show that the O's, the increases, are producing a stitch.
Yeah. So is
So
this
it's very
is this
difficult to write a chart that's rectangular for lace that actually looks like the lace will look after it's done.
okay? So is that a typical way
Yes.
lace is done?
That is
Yep,
exactly how it looks.
Started.
There is a yarn knitting notation type out there called stitch maps.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, that isn't terribly widely adopted, but it looks like the lace in the way that crochet charts do.
It was written by J.C. Breyer.
Mm-hmm.
The website is stitch-maps.com. And if you put your stitches into it, then the stitches, it just makes, it's not a rectangular box. It will flow in and out with the stitches changing as the lace changes things.
But kind of no other charts are like that. Are they? I've not seen any anywhere.
Crochet chart. Knitting charts, no.
Oh, crochet, yeah, but knitting ones are not. There's no knitting books that are like
There's
that.
I've saw charts that change shape or whatever on Arne and Carlos, like on their Christmas balls, their charts all change shapes as they're adding and decreasing stitches up.
Like the Christmas balls are still on a grid though, right? In stitch maps, the stitches kind of float outside of a grid.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if I didn't know. I just didn't know.
It's a convention that you have to learn, but luckily you only have to learn it once.
Okay. Well, I'm testing it out. I think I like it. I'm going to plow ahead with it and get it done. And no one will know if it's correct or not correct.
That's got to be at least half as exciting as a scuba diving trip to Indonesia.
Yeah, but you know what? The minute she said that, first my brain went to, oh, I just love a lace chart and figuring it out. Almost as much as I love planning a trip. Maybe even more.
But I love being on a ship, so I want to be with you. And I'll bring some knit. I could come and I'll just bring a little bit of stuff, and you can put all your things in my suitcase.
I tried to talk my hairdresser yesterday into coming. Told her the masseuse would not be busy while we were all in the water, and she could carry luggage and do my hair every day and take massages in between.
Take you up on it?
I hope you have a fantastic time.
She's like, I have to let her know further in advance. She didn't think she could make that many customers angry, by not showing up for 2.5 weeks. But I tried a pattern with that stitch mat thing about 8 or 9 years ago when people first were talking about it.
Uh-huh.
And for someone who reads charts regularly, I was so confused and felt, I mean, I'm thinking that's how Sandra felt. You know,
Well,
when I tried that other method at the very beginning, it was like, and who was doing it? Maybe it wasn't quite the Stitch Mastery one. It was, she does those scarves, Hunter Hammerson. I think it was Hunter Hammerson. With
That name is new to me.
the scarves. It was really incredible. Well, if someone else is talking, I'll go look at my books and bring it back.
well, I can give you a short update on the long-standing Andy sweater. I was really rocking on my sleeves. It's not that much different than last time. It doesn't appear. And I just thought I would whip it out over the week. But I think my brain had had enough of little tiny stitches. So that's when I punted over to this. This is Axis Yarn by Lily Kate to do a DK quickie sweater. But I'm still loving it. And then I found out my son is coming in about a month, so I can send it back home with him because he lives in the same town. Everybody lives in the same town. All my kids do in Colorado. So I got to get that done so we can send it back to Andy and he can do a try on. And then my daughter is coming the following week. So you can't get any better than that on doing a long distance test run on
Be
it.
sure and take a picture of it so we can see
Oh.
how it was.
I'm going to ask them to take 19 pictures.
Yes, at least.
One of my customers who was just here for Amigurumi Club told me a horror story about shipping something she knit.
Oh.
She knit a sweater for her grandson, who's 5, and she took it in to have it packed there, and it never left label created. And the date it was supposed to arrive came and went, and it stayed at label created. So she went into the FedEx store, and they were like, no, if it just says that, then I don't know. It's not, it's lost. And she was really upset by it. And she was just like, I don't want it to be a big thing. And maybe I'm just going to say this to make myself comfortable, but can you keep an eye out for it? And she was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. 2 hours later, the woman from the FedEx calls. The sweater was just like in the bottom of a big cart. And it had just been there for weeks at the bottom, packages going in and out. And they found it. And they said, we found your sweater. Would you like us to send it now? And she said, no, you've done enough.
Yeah.
And so she went and drove it to Paso Robles herself. But can you imagine? I would be apoplectic.
I think I would risk mailing a hat. I would risk mailing something that only takes like a week to knit. Other than that, well, I don't know. Then when you think about the yarn costs, I don't know if I'd even risk it.
Well, hopefully I didn't unlock a new fear for anyone. But can you imagine your sweater just at the bottom of a bin at FedEx?
No, this will be hand delivered. This is not. And I'm not, when I send it with my son to my son-in-law, I'm not going to have it finished to make sure it comes back.
Oh, right.
You know, and then
Be very clear. Do not leave this in a bin.
My son-in-law appreciates hand knitted sweaters. My kids are like, "Oh, that's cool," but you know, they don't. They are lacking the awe and reverence. Very to receive.
That's very good.
Oh, Rendell sends her hello. She had a family event, and so she's trying to make it, but she couldn't quite make it. And she's midstream on her sweater. We need to start the sleeves, and she's just a little tentative about starting them. So Um, hopefully we'll meet up before next Saturday, and so she can get going on her sleeves.
Has she finished the body?
I think so.
Oh,
I think she
Oh,
finished
wow.
like 7 or 8 days ago. That woman didn't like to
Wow,
be,
she's fast.
because
Wow.
we couldn't meet up last weekend, neither one of us. And I think she texted me Saturday night and she'd finished and she was just had some trepidation about starting the sleeves.
Mm.
And so it's funny. She's my knitting friend and I'm so excited.
All from voting, right?
All from voting. Yeah. Yes. What was the day we voted? It was a couple of days before the Tuesday vote. I think it was a Friday we voted. I know it was very fortuitous. You know, God put us in line, one with the other, because there's a string of lines going all around the library where we were. And we were there for over an hour and we talked knitting the entire time.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's just awesome. So we're having a great time.
I was trying to teach a man Thursday how to knit, and he was holding the needle so tight he almost bent them. And I said, "You gotta calm down here." I mean, he was struggling trying to flip the yarn into the needle. I said, "Relax, relax." He says,
Do you use oversized needles when you're?
I gave them 8s.
Okay.
Yeah, I give him 8s and I give him a bulk of yarn. So, but I'm going to make something. He says, "I'll come into the meeting Monday." He says, "You're not going to laugh." I said, "I won't laugh. Don't worry about it." I was sitting there. I just made a little sample for him to show him what the garter stitch looked like. He says, "I hate you." I said, "It's just knitting. What are you talking about?"
That's funny.
He sounds like a future passionate knitter.
Yeah, so I left because my friend called. He finally got a dog sitter to come to the house to train the dog because he got a rescue dog that was 3 years old. And every time he leaves the house, the dog goes absolutely berserk. So he can't leave the house. So he's been in the house for 5 weeks. And he has to have someone come to the house to watch the dog when he leaves. And the dog goes absolutely ballistic. So we finally had a woman that's coming there, and it's $75 an hour for an hour and a half to train the dog to calm down. So, yeah. I mean, I've had 2 other friends that have dogs like that. They got to give them tranquilizers just to get out of the house. That doesn't make sense, but yeah. But it's a husky and a lab mix, and he's got the most beautiful blue husky eyes you'd ever want to see. So.
And Linda, who's the friend you have with you?
Are you? Oh, my dog?
Your dog.
Yeah.
That's Bailey.
Bailey.
How cute.
Yeah, Bailey is a purebred poodle.
Ah.
And he's also, there's Bailey.
Hi, Bailey.
Oh, look at that. Oh, how cute.
He's a therapy dog. He's a certified therapy dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had him certified by
Bailey, hold tight. I had to call Tim over.
And we go to hospitals and the military bases and schools, but he's a pretty cool dog.
Oh, that's great.
He's definitely my friend. He's my dog.
Well, thank you for sharing him.
Yes.
Does he help you knit?
No. But he's always there when I knit. So he's kind of like my little companion, you know.
Yes.
I have another dog also, but he's not like that at all. And so I used to take Bailey with me where, you know, a lot of places. Actually, I used to take him to this knit store. I would knit there. He would just hang out under the table and no one knew he was there. But then they closed. But now I have this second dog, also a miniature poodle, but she is kind of weird. So I can't really take him and her places so I don't, whatever. But Bailey is, he's just chill. He's just a chill dog. Yeah.
That's good.
And he lets me leave. I leave the house. That's the end of that. I don't, you know, you got to train dogs. I mean, really a lot. I mean, I mean, I'm still training. When I'm walking the dogs, if they kind of do weird stuff, we stop. We got to get a handle on this. So it's a constant training. It's a constant, you just can't let them go. I mean, I am the leader of my pack, as Cesar Milan says.
Yeah.
Be the leader of your pack. And people that don't understand that, their dogs are crazy. They're all over the place. And so I recommend that book to anybody that is, you know, learning how to get control of their dog. Read that book. It's his first book. Cesar Milan, I don't know the name of it, but his first book.
He's excellent.
I'll have to go online to see that. That should be a good gift for Gary.
That would be a great gift.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's kind of old book, but he talks about being the leader of your pack. And when I read that, I went, oh my God, you're right. I am the leader, not the dog, because the dog wants to take over.
Yeah.
No, I am the leader. And he also has one thing that I used when he was growing up, his grandmother used to discipline him by saying, "Ch." That was no. Okay. That was no. He uses that as a no for his dogs. And when I use that phrase, both my dogs stop and look at me.
Oh, wow.
And I don't have to talk very much. I just do that little sound. And that was from that book.
Do you think that works with husbands?
I don't know. You have to start them early, young.
Get them to therapy.
Therapy might work.
Well, you were talking about all that. I was looking at my dog and he's listening. His ears are down. And he didn't like it because our dogs run our whole house. You know, they're in charge. They do not want me to buy that book.
Yeah.
You said leader of the pack twice, and it activated the song in Tim's heart.
Oh, yes. Vroom, vroom.
The leader of the pack.
Yeah. The vroom vroom is exactly what I was hearing in the background over here.
Well, that was Cesar Milan. So he titled it that. If you read the book, he's often talking about I'm the pack leader, the pack leader.
Well, who has something they'd like to show us they're working on?
I want to see what Jenny was working on.
Give me a couple of minutes. I'm just doing an ending.
Okay.
I got something small. I made a baby sweater, 5 hours.
Oh, nice.
Ain't that cute? Yeah,
That is
someone's having a
cute.
baby boy. So I seen it. So I said, oh, let me do this. So that's what I did.
Nice.
And it's
Nice.
cute.
What is your yarn?
It's just a regular acrylic, you know, because babies, they're messy. So you gotta,
Yes, they are.
You gotta clean. So you gotta wash it. So
Does it have buttons?
yeah, I found that you gotta put a button on top, I think it is. So and that's about it. So
I see.
it's cute.
Okay. Very cute.
Yeah. There's always these little quickie things you can do. So
yeah.
I can show you the progress on my sister's sweater.
All right. Oh, that's nice. Oh God. Those
I
cables
done a
are
bottom up
unbelievable.
before. But yeah, so it's coming out good now.
Yes.
Is this a sweater? Because I watched last week. Did you find an error on your lace?
Yes, on the sleeve, and these are all bottom up. So the sleeve is supposed to be this design at the
Okay.
bottom cuff. And what I did, I haven't ripped this one out yet. But this is what I did. So
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I found it just before the meeting started. So I did a new sleeve.
yeah.
How are the sleeves
Okay.
attached to the body? Do you seam them on later or what?
So you knit the whole body from the bottom up to the underarm,
Uh-huh.
and then you do the sleeve from the cuff up, and then it's got 18 stitches from both. So this will be Kitchener stitch after
Oh,
Oh, wow.
for under the arm.
interesting construction.
Yeah.
It's always amazing how all these designers come up with different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Franco?
So Frank,
I
how
thought
is
there
your
was only one
sweater?
way to do a sweater, and that's what I did. But apparently it was unique.
How is your
Are you ready
sweater?
yet, Jenny?
Yeah, I've got my end woven in. So I am doing, hang on a minute. This is my cabled cardigan for my
look at
husband.
that.
Yes.
That is just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That is good. Oh my.
So that's one sleeve, and and the other sleeves. I've got both the sleeves on the go at the moment. Yeah.
Oh,
Your husband has to model that after you put it on him.
It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Yes, it's a long
and the back
project. Yeah.
end, you're doing something so there's not a bunch of floats, right? The back
Yes, so
side.
I'm doing it in tars. Yeah, hang on, let me just clear it out so you can see. So this is the back.
Look at
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So, but you do end up with loads of strings everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I worked out. I think I've got 24 strings on the go at the moment.
Oh,
Goodness.
Lord.
Wow.
But it's working. It's working fine. It's working fine. I've just got them loose and I just pull them through each time. So
I find that's the easiest way too. And
yeah.
I really got tired of dealing with bobbins and butterflies,
yeah.
and they get all wrapped around each other, and it's impossible to get them loose.
Yeah. And this, I mean, yeah, it's fine. You just pull it gently and it works its way through. So I'm really chuffed at the moment. Yeah.
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Franco, how's your sweater coming?
Because I was rushing to get here, I didn't bring it over.
Oh.
So let me go get it and I'll be right back.
So, Ron, brief update. It is Hunter Hammerson. Her curls book is shawls, but it isn't exactly stitch maps. But it's a different kind of charting where she has like a little, each section is a different kind of lace, and then you kind of put them together like building blocks. But it's not the stitch map exactly.
Let me spotlight you so we can see it better.
So, and if you really got into it, which I didn't, you could choose different motifs and put them in different ways by yourself. Kind of like Legos. But that isn't exactly what Stitch Maps was.
Well, I was wondering, is it difficult to write out a lace chart? Is that why I only have a chart? This is by Natasha Hornby. It's her sweater. She just released like last week or something. Sylvan.
Like writing out written instructions.
Uh-huh.
They are no easier to interpret because it is a wall of text It was very easy to lose your place in.
Okay.
And when there were publication limits, if I were submitting a lace shawl to a magazine, there's only so much paper in it. And it takes so much text to
Okay.
write a lace pattern. Charts are the standard.
Yeah, because this already has 14 pages and the lace is charted.
Mhm.
So, yeah, if she wrote it out, I guess it would be a novel.
Yeah.
Some designers do, and it's become an accessibility issue because, of course, screen readers can't read charts. So some designers who are careful about making accessible patterns, particularly for people with visual impairments,
Okay.
have begun writing out patterns so that their patterns are accessible through screen readers. It is something that is happening
Hmm.
because very few people are publishing in magazines. Most of us are self-publishing or digital publications where word counts are less of an issue than in traditional publishing.
Okay.
So when they publish for people with the blind, do they publish for blind people?
Yeah, visual impairments, people who use screen readers for whatever reason. You can toggle these options on and off in Ravelry under the accessibility options.
Oh, wow.
You know, I knit in a knit group with a woman who is blind.
Mhm.
She's amazing.
Mhm.
She's an amazing knitter.
Yeah. So there's a small but dedicated group of designers who are committed to making accessible patterns for people who use screen readers. And they give you all kinds of information from like how to write a hashtag that a screen reader can read it, how to put alternate text for your photos. It's really
Interesting.
cool.
Hmm.
Interesting. I'll have to look it up.
Mhm.
Definitely
Well,
look that
I
up.
got my sweater. And
Uh,
here it is.
oh,
Oh,
look
wow.
at that. Oh, that is so
That is
nice.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's the bottom. Why am I doing it upside down? This is the top.
It's like looking at the ocean at sunset.
Yes, it's
Gorgeous.
Love the
beautiful.
colors.
The
Yeah.
colors.
I love
Yeah.
these colors. So what has happened, I didn't do a lot of knitting this week, but I added one more band of color, which was returning to this color down here. And then there'll be one more band of this blue color below that, and then I will do the ribbing. So I'm almost done with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous.
Which
Mhm.
color will you use for the ribbing?
The multicolored, this
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
so there'll be another
That's
band of
beautiful.
blue, and then it'll start to go back into this color, and then I'll just do that for the ribbing.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Beautiful.
and
And I'm going to do the sleeves to match.
the sleeves will match. I marked
Yeah.
where the last row of the pattern of the chart was when I stopped doing the sleeve. I'll pick it up at that row of the chart, and so it'll exactly match the sweater.
Mm.
Oh,
And
lovely.
the colors go down the sleeve.
Mm.
Where will you publish that?
This is going to be published in Cast On magazine, and I am not going to make the next issue, so it will be the following issue. The next issue to come out is the summer issue, so it'll be the fall issue of Cast On magazine.
Well, the colors are perfect for fall.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
So are we in the presence of upper echelon or whatever? Because I find it amazing that you can say, well, I didn't make it for this publication, but it'll be in the next publication. And I'm like,
Well,
wow, like Frank knits a sweater and it goes into cast on, you know?
well, you have to understand, I had to submit a proposal and it was accepted, and then we signed a contract. And
Oh,
so I'm committed to doing this for the magazine. But
okay.
the Malabrigo supplied the yarn for me to do that, for which I'm
Oh.
very grateful. So it's really quite a privilege to get to be in that position.
Yeah.
So that's why I know that I'm going to do it. I thought there was a chance I would finish in time, but the deadline for this is April 8th. Today's
Oh,
April 5th. I'm
Oh,
not going to
wow.
get I'm not, and you need a
Yeah.
couple of days to ship it. So there's no way I'm going to finish in like tomorrow and then
oh,
send it.
right,
So,
right.
so I
That
just
is,
barely missed the deadline to get it in the next issue.
Mm.
that's incredible.
Wow.
So did Malabrigo approach you then to say, would you do something with our yarn?
I present the proposal to Cast On, and Arinda communicates with different companies. The proposal has to include 3 different yarns that I would be willing to use for the same pattern.
Yeah.
And so she approaches the companies, and Malabrigo has been very kind to me. They've let me use their yarns several times, and
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Mm.
Beautiful yarn.
Mm.
And how long will it take you to write the pattern?
It's written. It's already
Okay.
done.
So you just wrote it as you designed it?
Well, I always start with a basic pattern from my website.
Okay.
So I go on my website, and there's a special button at the bottom of the page that says, if you're a designer, click here, and it will produce a design in multiple sizes. And so that becomes my baseline. And then I just begin working the sweater. And when I do something different because it's got cables or a color or whatever, I just write the instructions into the pattern. So I've really simplified how I write patterns. I don't have to write everything from scratch anymore.
So would you in your cast on propose that people who might be using different weighted yarn, different gauge or whatever, would have access to insert that on Phrancko.com to get the result?
I say that in this meeting, but I don't say that in the magazine. It would be a disservice to the magazine to say, oh, if you
Okay.
don't like this here, or you want to do something a little different, go to this website and buy the pattern again. But actually, most of my sweaters are just modified Phrancko sweater patterns from Phrancko.com.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the more complex ones you might have difficulty modifying, but so the simpler ones, it's simply like this one is very simple. You just simply have a chart of how the colors change. And once you get the colors and you follow the chart, you could be making any kind of sweater, any size and shape of sweater from Phrancko.com, just using the chart.
Mm-hmm.
This one is more straightforward than most because it's really just using a chart to map colors over the plain sweater.
It's pretty snappy.
Mm.
Is Mary still here? Or did she pop off?
I haven't seen Mary today.
Mary hasn't been here.
Okay, I was wondering what she was working on.
Yeah. And Cindy, we haven't heard from you. What are you working on? You're muted.
Maybe I need to be muted. I am trying to finish Swatch 19, which is the doily, and it's not quite finished. I don't know how to crochet, as everyone knows, so I've had to practice. So I'll put the crochet hook back in and see if I can.
Oh, the edge is crocheted. I forgot that.
I just crocheted and I don't know how to crochet. But the doily part, oh, it's crunched up. The doily part turned out really pretty well. I was pretty pleased with that. But then you have to like crochet around the edge.
And once you
That's the
block it,
Master Hand Knitter program?
Oh yeah, once I block it, it'll be fine.
great.
Is this for the Master Hand Knitter program?
Yes, this is for level 3.
Oh. That's a lot.
So here's what it is. It gonna There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay.
pretty.
That's what
Oh,
what
that's
it looked like
nice.
before I started to put the border on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just had it on the needle there to see, but it turned out I'm pretty pleased with how it was.
Looks
Um,
good.
I did take one of the classes today that the woman taught about how to work from the center out. And she used the pinhole cast on, which was the one I had chosen. I tried a couple
Yeah.
different ones, and that was the one that I used. And so that's what I've been doing. It's been it's taken me about a week, a few days to learn the cast on, and then I knit it actually fairly quickly. But then crocheting is like maybe an inch a day or an inch and a half a day. I mean, it's like I can't hardly do it. I cannot control my hands, and because I'm having to hold the yarn in my left hand, and I am a thrower, but to crochet, I'm having to hold it in my left hand, and I have to hold the knitting needle with the other knitting things on it, as well as doing the crochet hook so it's like it's a comedy of errors. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's getting there,
Well, congratulations. You're right at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
getting there.
I'm working on another swatch for a new yarn. This is super bulky cotton.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful
Color's nice. Yes.
Yeah.
The color is nice, and it's got this like lumpy texture.
Yeah.
So
So that's
which
kind of fun.
yarn is this?
This is called something. Pima Grande is what it's called. And then last weekend I took my mother to Disney for her birthday, and they had a basket weave pattern tiled floor that I was like, I could knit that. So
Yeah, look at that.
I made this swatch. I want to do something. I want to make something. Don't know what.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
That would be such a cool vest
Yeah.
That's my swatch.
with a solid
Oh,
black
look at
back.
that. Mm.
With ladderback jacquard.
Back jacquard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a 7 or an 8 stitch gap,
Switch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to. So it is ladder back.
That's
Two
cool.
colors in a row, very straightforward, but the impact
is
of the amount,
awesome.
I love it.
I love those colors.
Is it really just 2 colors in each row?
It really is blue and
Because it
red.
looks like it's
black and
not.
red.
I was thinking about how did you do 3 colors in the row?
Never
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
It
that's
looks
just gorgeous.
much more complicated than it is. So
It's
I don't
beautiful.
know. I'm percolating, but it was very pretty bathroom tile.
So what is it going to be?
I don't know.
Did your mom wonder why you were in the bathroom for so long?
We come from a gastrointestinally underprivileged family. She absolutely did not wonder what I was doing in the bathroom for so long. In fact, she had been in the bathroom for so long and was the one who mentioned the tile to me.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. I would like to ask you all to stay behind after I turn off the recording, but let's say goodbye to everyone who sees this video later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
This evening.